Before we begin the show today, we want to give a big shout out to
Our friends over at Buzz TV have been making waves in the streaming community last year, and they're continuing to take it to a next level this year. They have some really interesting devices that we talked about on our Beyond the Streams interview with them. So if you missed that, make sure you check it out. And in the description below, there's going to be coupon codes so that you guys will continue to get the best deals from Buzz TV.
And let's not forget our friends over at Omni Labs. These guys have this really cool robot that you could do telecommunications, have a telepresence. Now, what exactly is telepresence? It's literally being there and not being there at the same time. You could remote into a robot, and with that robot, you could pretty much control it with any device, any kind of cell phone, tablet, computer. You could move it around the office. You could move it around your grandma's house, your parents' house. There's so many things that you can do with this robot. Make sure you guys do check out Omni Labs Robotics for those links and get hooked up.
Also, our friends over at SCD, Fat Cat Dog, has been taking launchers to the next level on all of your Android devices, giving you the ability to completely switch up any Android device that you're using, be it an Amazon Fire Stick, NVIDIA Shield, or a regular Android box, so that it's completely customizable and that you can help your friends and family take their devices to the next level as simple as possible. If you're looking for all of the greatest deals from Fat Cat Dog, FCD, make sure you check out the description below.
And getting a VPN, guys. VPNs are so important right now. There's just so many things, people getting hacked, people getting ISP letters and DMC takedown notices, then and just securing your information. You literally never know when somebody is watching you. So make sure you guys do get a VPN, because you do want to make sure you guys are protected. VPN does so much more than just protect your privacy. It gives you that peace of mind. And the same way how some of you guys have an antivirus to protect your computer from those attacks, getting a VPN just makes sense. Make sure you guys do check the description below. We have several links in there that we do recommend and we do like, we've tested. So make sure you guys do get yourself protected. It's all in the description below. Make sure you do get that protection.
Make sure to subscribe to our channels and the podcast, and always leave us a comment or a review to let us know how we're doing and what kind of content you're looking forward in the future. With all that being said, guys, let's start the show.
What the hell is going on here again? So welcome back, Next Level and Rohas here, Beyond the Streams, back with another what the hell happened last month. So,
but before we get started, I have to say congratulations. You've made it through the first month of 2021. We've made it through 2020. We're into the second month of 2021, and it's been it kicked off with it didn't stop. The momentum just kept going from 2020. So yeah, we got some craziness for you today. I can't wait to jump into this stuff. It should be pretty good.
it's been crazy. So I went back. Okay, so we're just gonna kick this off. It's there is a big buzz, and I have to thank a lot of YouTubers, a lot of subscribers, a lot of followers that were giving me a lot of support because YouTube shut the channel down. And so we had some other channels already created, and so I just kind of moved my stuff over to the other channels. So wanted like the first what the hell is, what the hell, YouTube, what the hell. So I get 3 strikes and I'm out. So December 9th was the first strike, and this was it was a community guideline strike for harmful and dangerous acts. And I'm pulling it up right here. The best updated filing store for 2019. and this strike was for it was on December 9th of 2020. So they gave me a strike back from an old video for the best filing store. I think what I did was, and I need to review the video to see exactly what was in there, but dangerous acts, I don't think so. That's what the strike was for, dangerous acts. Um, so I was kind of like, what the heck? You know, I submitted a thing to them and said, hey, what's going on? Now, I will say this is something really fishy because I did a quick YouTube community guidelines, and I got an age restricted content on new hidden movie shows on the 4K Fire Stick for 2020, and that video was for I think it was like a free app that Amazon has on there. So after I appealed it, they get back to me and says, "Hey, we confirm that your content does not violate our community guidelines." This was 2 days afterwards. This is on December 11th. Now, on December 12th, I get another community guideline strike on the Superbox S1 Pro 6K, and I show the specs, and I think I talk about some of the stuff that's in there, and that's it. I submitted an appeal. Now, this is on December 12th. On the exact same day, December 12th, we've reached a decision after taking another look. We can confirm that your content does not violate our community guidelines. I have a feeling somebody's been reporting over and over and over and over and over. I get on the same day, on the 12th, World of Rohas, and it is about jailbreaking a fire stick back from 2017. And then they said, oh, it does not violate our community guidelines. And then on Streaming Box Now, on the exact same day, this is all on the 12th, is the 4K Fire Stick any good? They put an age restriction on it. And then on the next day, it says we reached a decision. It does not violate our community guidelines. So this was like every few days, I was getting a bunch of BS from YouTube. And it sounds to me that somebody's been reporting videos over and over and over and over and over. So I get my second strike now off of the Rojas reviews on update how to install file linked on your Fire TV Cube. In this video, and I do remember exactly how to do it. It was literally, this is how you get downloader. And then from downloader, you put get.filing.com. And that was it. I didn't show any codes. I didn't show anything. That was the video. So, you know, some time passed by again. And of course, going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So then I get a third strike. And this was now January 13th. And it says breaking streaming news. IP Vanish and Real Debrid is working together now. Where Real Debrid is now whitelisted IP Vanish. And I pretty much just talk about IP Vanish and how to get their stuff. That's it.
Which is a legitimate company.
Which is a legitimate company. So I just see this thing here, and I know I've been going back and forth with YouTube on Twitter, and they said, I think nxtlvl, you said that you saw the comment that said something about, what did he say?
Repeated offenses or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, something about repeated offenses and whatever. So it says we've reviewed your content carefully and I just got this email on that same day that they sent it, but I just noticed it today. It says we reviewed your content on the 2021 update how to install file linked on the Fire TV Cube. We reviewed your content carefully and have confirmed that it violates our harmful and dangerous policy. Harmful and dangerous policy on this video that has nothing to do with any kind of dangerous act. So I want to tell you this, as soon as we're done with this, I am going to take a screenshot of this thing and go to Twitter and tag these fools and say, look, I have the original video. There is nothing harmful according to your harmful and dangerous policy. There is nothing on there. So yeah, it gives you a little thing here that how it affects your channel and blah blah blah. Um,
The heck is
it,
harmful and dangerous?
I'm talking about an app downloader. How to put downloader on your how to install file link using downloader on your Fire TV Cube. Last time I checked, downloader is completely free from the Amazon store, and they allow third party stuff. So file link is just a place where people could store any kind of apps that they want.
Well, it's not even necessarily apps. You could store anything. It's just a middleman, really.
Mhm. So I'm definitely going to be doing something about this. I'm definitely going to be reaching back out to them because I have reached out to them multiple times and they love to just ignore people. So YouTube's been going through some, like, if anybody goes out to YouTube and just do a search on what's happening with YouTube, there's so many people complaining to them like, hey, my channel was just removed, hey, I got a random strike on this, hey, I got demonetized for no reason, or I lost monetization completely for no reason. I don't know what they're doing, but there is definitely some trolls out there that are reporting, and after reviewing my stuff, I'm just like, why was I getting all these notifications in the month of December? Somebody was really gunning out to take my channel down. Like the way this looks like it, like somebody was really gunning it down. Now here's the beauty part of this. YouTube does an audit trail on stuff like this. And if it does deem that somebody's been abusing this, they can get in some serious legal issues, especially if it's costing people money. So I'm going to be talking to the team. I'm going to try to figure out what the hell's going on. I'm going to definitely be reaching out to YouTube and saying, "Hey, what the hell is going on?" And in the great state of California, I know Next Level makes fun of me on this, but um, they say like, "Oh yeah, you Americans like to sue everybody," but you see why? You see why?
You know, it's crazy because for months on this channel, we've been talking about issues at YouTube and how they're understaffed and overworked, and who knows if they were supposed to click mm, like approved or not approved, and they mixed up buttons because this doesn't make any sense to me. These strikes that you've been getting after manually reviewing them, anybody who's of sound mind would understand that there is nothing dangerous or harmful when you're talking about a fire cube or apps that's found in their own app market, or talking about IP vanish, which is also found in their app market as well. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. So it just sounds like they're overworked. They don't know what they're doing, because we've seen it in the past where they've reviewed stuff and then reviewed it again and then went back on their word. So it's
Mhm.
like, which way does it go? It all depends on who's working that day and how they're feeling.
Yep. It makes no sense. No sense. So okay, we're gonna keep moving it along, moving it along. I don't want it to turn it to be the Rojas sob story. um, DC, as in Washington, DC, is looking to become the 51st state. So some people that okay, so here in the United States, we have 50 states. Everybody keeps saying like Puerto Rico is the 51st state, or whatever country out there is the 51st state. Well, the Virgin Islands is the 51st state. Everybody wants to be the 51st state. Washington, D.C., which stands for DC stands for District of Columbia,
I
isn't a
didn't know that.
state.
I didn't know that.
No,
No.
DC stands for District of Columbia. It's literally a district. Um there isn't a governor or a state legislator. Instead, they have just a mayor and a DC council. That's it. That's it. It doesn't run like any other state where we have like all this other stuff in there, this full legislation legislator there.
Mhm.
Um, But the reason why they want to become, and they've been fighting for this one for a while to become a state, because they don't get the same stuff as what a state gets. So when they're just like, oh, we want to make sure the vaccine goes to X amount of states, the district gets left out of everything. And there's citizens that live there. There's people that live there. It's not just like it's not just a town of businesses. There's people that actually live there.
This is Washington D.C., where your capital is. No,
That's the capital. That is the capital. Like they have a whole set of different rules in there. And what's crazy is the District of Columbia, Washington D.C., lies in between the state of Maryland and the state of Virginia. It's in between two places. So they're kind of saying like, why are we not a state? Like this doesn't make sense. Why are we like it just doesn't make sense. So I'll just read something here. The government of Washington can establish legal codes which function like state laws and regulations. These laws cover everything from liquor, gun control to unemployment compensation to food and drug inspection. Washington operates its own police force, its own public school system. It also has its own separate court system, including an attorney general, but through something called home rule, which allows Congress to invalidate any law passed by the DC Council, Congress still retains the power of veto over city decisions.
it acts like a state. It has all the laws and the legislations and the policing force of a state, but they're like, nah, we're just not going to call you a state. And
Yeah.
and I was just doing some quick googling when you were reading that out, right? Because I'm like, okay, it sounds like a state. And you were like, there's people that live there. I'm like, okay, well, how many people live in DC? So I pulled it up real quick, and they're like close to 700,000 people. Wait, hold on, let me make sure I'm right. Yeah, close to
That's right.
700,000 people. And I'm like, okay, there are states that are smaller than this, and I pulled it up real quick, and we're looking at, there's if Alaska can be considered a state, why can't? Okay, I rest my case.
It makes no sense.
I rest my case with Alaska.
It absolutely makes no sense of why, one, it's not a state, and why it's not treated as a state. But yeah, our capital is a district of Columbia.
See, it's different here in Canada. We have Quebec that wants to be its own country, not its own, like it's its own province already. We're like, we want to be our own country. And when they pull votes, it's like 50% and 50%. So if they just go over that 50 to 51, they become their own country. And it's like, what?
Yeah. Well, so here's a fun fact, and I think I might have talked to you about this, but California almost became its own country. The state of California. Now, some people might be like, "Wait," and you know what? It actually went through a voting process back in the 90s, which it did pass.
Oh my
It
God.
was on its way of becoming its own country. Some people might be like, "What the hell? Really?" Dude, put it this way. Back in the 90s and early 2000s, the United States economy was number one, followed really close behind number two, China. And then you had number three, somebody else, number four, somebody else. Number five was California by itself. The state of California had a world's economy ranked number five. Number six, I was like, the United Kingdom. I'm like, seriously? Like, and I think number seven was like Australia. I was like, bro, really? Like California was ranked number five by itself. The United States ranked number one. They took out California and just looked at the other 49 states, ranked number one, California number five by itself. It would have become the way it was going, the direction it was going. Spain and Portugal is a great example. Portugal is right on the bank of Spain, and they speak Portuguese, and Spain obviously speaks Spanish. but it's very similar to that, like where Portugal is right up against Spain, but they're like, nope, we're our own country, we're our own everything. The language is very very similar, but um, California was literally like that close. The thing that stopped California, which people don't know about, was 9/11. When 9/11 happened, that whole thing of California breaking off and doing its own thing stopped. And the reason for that was because all the major militaries, dude, the Marine Corps boot camp, West Coast Marines are in San Diego, California. Camp Pendleton, one of their biggest bases, California. They have all these different bases, big bases and big stuff here in California, that they had to start mobilizing people, out to the Middle East to try to capture all these other people that happened. And, I don't want to get too far into that whole rabbit hole, but they were that close. It would have been interesting if California said, hey, we're going to become our own country. And then Washington, D.C. is like, well, we could still become 50 states. Eh?
But quick question here though, because I'm not huge on understanding how all this politics or whatever works, so I'm not going to pretend like I know. But I can see that DC has a seat, but they're not allowed to vote. Is that because they're not a state?
Because they're not a state.
So they're the capital. All of the politics happen there, but they're not allowed to vote.
Yep.
Okay, I'm done.
Gotta love America. Got to love America.
Great when Alaska can vote and they're not even attached to you. They have to go through Canada.
Yeah. That was us claiming them. We staked that's a whole other history. That's a history story right there about Russia and all that crap. We'll save that to another day. But yeah, so Trump banned from all social media platforms, and I mean all social. There was memes when so I don't want to get too far into politics because it just people might get pissed, people might not get pissed. They might say, good, out with him. Like, this sucks, fraud, whatever. The fraud has been going way back since Ronald Reagan days. And President Ronald Reagan has been saying, and I think he actually had a speech on this saying, like, one day there's going to be somebody that comes in and it's going to expose this, like, the living crap out of this thing, that people will pretty much attack the Capitol. And that's exactly what happened with Trump. It's like literally Trump was saying how much fraud there is. And there's people that, like, it's interesting how people say, like, I want to vote, but my vote don't count. Hello, that's called fraud. When you vote and your vote really don't mean crap, that's called fraud. And it's been going, like, ever since like the Bushes, the Clintons, like way back when. Like, this is one of the reasons why California wanted to break off to begin with, because of this fraud stuff. And I think Trump maybe might have gone a little bit overboard. I think everybody could agree with that one. But Twitter decided to shut him down. They said, you know what? We're done. Shut down. We don't care if you're the POTUS. You're out of here.
The
So the POTUS, President of the United States.
Yeah. Yep.
So they shut him down, and they shut him down on, like, pretty much everywhere. And then all of a sudden there's a meme that popped up on Pornhub that said something about very sad. This fraud is very sad.
But can I at least say that I don't know if there would have been any room for him on social media in January. There was just so much going on, and I didn't miss him. I mean, I'm not saying that I always looked forward to his tweets, but they were kind of humorous. I don't know if they were posted to be funny, but
I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was pretty hilarious. I don't know. I'm still interested. The last thing he said is, I'm gonna come back in some way. And then he's like, have a nice life. Peace. He literally said, have a nice life. And then he left to Florida. I was like, wow, dude. You know, and it's oh, and I will have to say this. I have to say this. I have to say this. President Trump was not the first president not to attend an inauguration. He was not the first one not to attend. I think there was two other ones that didn't attend. Whatever the reasons were, it doesn't matter. So if somebody says, well, it's because this guy was sick. Well, it's because this guy was, it doesn't matter. The thing is that he was not the first and he will not be the last. It's going to happen again. The other thing I have to say is I have to get this off my chest. I have to get this off my chest. If you are a news reporting company, and I don't know how much trouble I'm going to get on this statement, but if you are a news reporting company, report the news. We don't care about your damn opinion.
Oh, keep that BS out of there.
Keep your BS out of there. CNN, I'm going to call them out.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. I gotta use this thing more often. No, dude. Okay, CNN News, and I know I'm going to be jumping a little bit on this one, but it's okay. CNN News, and there is a reporter that they have, and he's there all pissed off, like, "Oh, the president did this, and it's so dumb, and it's so unpresidential, and it's like, okay, Triple H, go back to wrestling."
Ooh.
Calm the flip down. And then Robin Hood does this whole thing that it stops people from buying stocks. And he did a interview with the guy, and he's like, why would you do this? This is so wrong. Like, I'm like, dude, shut the oh. Like, literally every time I see this guy, I'm like, I just want to punch you, dude.
Tell them how you really feel.
Seriously, this guy, it's like, why are you a news reporter? I get it, you get views, but why?
But that's why things get views these days. We post something controversial. Okay, so prime example. I struggle to get freaking views on YouTube or to get views on a regular post that I make, but I put up some stupid meme about this stock thing that's going on. Not even a meme, a video about the stock thing that's going on this week. And it got over 10,000 views on Twitter. It was the first thing that I got over 10,000 views in like weeks. And I'm like, well then, I guess I just got to ride that hype train.
Yeah. Sometimes that's what you got to do. But when it comes to news, like you got to think about this. When it comes to news, people are very out to see what it is that you're saying.
Yep.
And when it comes to that, you, CNN, and there's a couple of media outlets out there, you create anxiety to people.
Mm-hmm.
You create people's sicknesses. So all you news media people out there, I don't know who's going to actually listen to this, but you people, you news media people, I know we have a good friend of ours that does work for a company, so maybe he could pass this word over there to them too. Listen, all you fools out there that are like, let me throw my unbiased opinion. No, you are causing anxiety and sickness, and you are causing chaos. You're not helping any type of cause whatsoever. So I guess this is a what the hell. Rojas is getting pissed. This is messed up. It's for me. I've literally, like, if I see anything with CNN, I either block it or I report it or I ban it or I try to do whatever the hell I can, because I cannot stand how bad and left CNN is just, yeah. And there's other medias too. Like I'll call out Fox News, I'll call out ABC, I'll call like every single one of them. Don't talk to us like we're children. Don't talk to us like, oh, hey, next level, how's the weather outside? And you're out there and it's pouring rain. I don't know. What do you think?
But I think it speaks to why people are moving away from traditional news outlets. They are going to places like social media to get their news, and they want to talk trash about social media. Don't believe what you read on the internet, but can we read? Can we believe what's happening on TV or on these traditional news outlets? We can't. Like, I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, speaking about sounding the alarm, there was a company called Checkpoint who does cybersecurity, who reached out, I guess, and publicly announced, and they reached out to TikTok and they were like, "Hey, guys, your Find Friends feature is exposing everybody's information, talking about their nicknames, profile, pictures, phone numbers, user ID, and everything." And it's possible that it could be exploited. Now, they didn't say that it was exploited. They're just saying like all the information's right there. Does anybody know about this?
What the
So
hell?
when you put out information on these social media platforms, and I mean TikTok's been in the news for so long, just being I think TikTok was just in the news for being based in China. They were like, you don't know what they're doing with your data, and then there's companies like this that's posting saying their cybersecurity is shit.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to leak all your information like this? I mean, personally, when I sign up for social media, I don't put all my real information. I try not
And
to.
then isn't okay. I know we've talked about TikTok several times. Like Walmart is part owner, and so is Oracle. Doesn't Oracle have like a good security?
But did that actually go through? Like, was it finalized? Finalized?
Yeah, that's what saved them.
Because the article that I was reading was still saying that it was owned by a Chinese tech company called ByteDance. So I'm not sure. I'll have to do some more reading.
There's a I
I
don't
don't
know,
understand what's
man.
going on with TikTok.
I don't know. I for one, I don't get TikTok. Like every time I see people on TikTok, it's like, okay, it's like, oh look, this thing's went viral. What is it? A girl in a skirt shaking her butt. Seriously? And then it's for like 5 seconds, and all they're doing is moving their mouth, like lip syncing, and they're doing some dance moves. And I'm just like, I'm like, if you were to take that music out, and if you look at the person, go stand in front of a mirror and see if you could actually do that. And if you don't feel weird,
It's so weird because I'll be driving down the street. I'll get to like a plaza or something, and I see like 3 or 4 kids standing out there with their phone on the wall, and they're doing all these weird movements. And I'm like, what are they doing? They're doing a TikTok video, and they have to like record themselves doing these little movements and like sync it with the. I don't. It was so I don't know. I don't get. I don't get it. But whatever. It's what the kids are doing these days.
well, no, dude, it's a lot of adults, man. It's a lot of adults too. Okay, look, like I get it. Like, okay, I really don't want to do this, but I have a cousin that's on TikTok.
I don't want to do this.
Yeah, I don't want to do this. He's 40. Dude, he's 40 years old, and he's on TikTok. And what he does is he'll find comedy skits from movies, and he just lip syncs it and acts it out. And it's kind of like some of them I start laughing, not because of him, because the skit where it came from is funny,
Right.
but like I look at it and I'm just like, and dude, he'll drop 5 to 10 of these a day.
Wow.
And I'm like, dude, do you not have anything else better to do?
I'm under the assumption that TikTok makes it really easy to do these kind of videos somehow.
They must have some kind of filters or something in there to make it really easy to do. I don't get it. I don't understand it. If I were to do a TikTok, I probably would do an educational thing, like
Well,
here's your fire stick.
I know people on TikTok that actually do like baking videos and like crafting videos and that kind of stuff. I mean, I've never really watched them, but that makes sense. You don't have to always do trash. You can do other things.
That whole app is just trash, dude. It's like okay, when you look at MySpace back in the day, way back in the day, everybody was just trying to be friends with everybody, especially Tom. You know who Tom is, right?
No, I don't know who Tom is.
Tom is the owner of MySpace.
Oh, he's still tweeting, isn't he?
I don't know what he's doing. Well, he was the owner of MySpace, but everybody's like, dude, Tom is my friend. But everybody just wanted to be friends with each other, and it was almost like a dude, that was your Tinder back in the day, or Bumble, or eHarmony, or whatever. That was the platform where you could talk to people, get to know people, and try to hook up with people. That's what MySpace was back then. Facebook, when that came out, that was more of like college people, I guess, smarter people that wouldn't go on there and just do stuff. It'd be a little bit more like I remember Facebook was a lot different. It was more like educational stuff. People like asking like intellectual questions, and they used to have like some very simple little things like, "Oh, I'm just chilling on the porch, just hanging out, reading a book or something." And then that turned into the new social media where because MySpace just flopped. And then you got there, you know what? There is a meme picture that goes around. It shows LinkedIn, and they always it's funny because they always do this with a girl. Here is a picture of a girl in LinkedIn, and they have her like in a cute outfit suit, you know, like nothing crazy. She looks professional with her glasses on, that nerdy look, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Right next to it, it shows her Facebook profile picture, and it looks like more lounging, more relaxed, like out at the park with your dog type of thing. Um, and then the fourth picture is Twitter, and then it shows her at the club. Oh, no, I'm sorry, not Twitter. Instagram. It shows her at the club, and she's like, it looks a lot more sexy, And then the fourth one, it's either Twitter or it's TikTok or it's one of those other ones, and it's like her ass totally hanging out, twerking. You see, like the evolution of slutness,
Well then,
and it's like, wow. But the point of it was the profile pictures for all of them says what the app is, you know.
and you know what they say: the age-old statement about marketing is sex sells. So
Pretty
it is,
much.
it is what it is. So there was an article, and this was literally the title of the article. The feds want to talk to Tesla about the Model S yoke steering wheel. Okay, the feds they want to talk to you about the steering wheel, Mr. Elon. So I'm gonna try to describe what this steering wheel looks like. It's kind of rectangular, in dimension. It's kind of rectangular with rounded edges, and it's got two buttons where your thumbs would go. There's no sticks on the side. There's no blinkers. There's no nothing. It's just that's it. And they're saying that it might not meet the federal motor and vehicle safety standards. So they're going to try to talk to him. Now, he is trying to disrupt, I'm saying he as an Elon, but Tesla is trying to disrupt the whole automotive industry. And what I think, picture a car is to look like and a car is to be. We talked about this in a couple of our episodes, but CES, when I went there, like I said, by 2024, they're saying that a majority of the vehicles on the road, they want to see it as electric vehicles. Now, everybody and their and their mom is trying to redesign the car. We have, Mercedes coming out with a 50 something inch screen in the front of it. Now Tesla's like, okay, you know what? We're going to redesign the whole interior. We're going to give you a new steering wheel. And on top of that, we're taking away the gear shifter. We're taking away the blinking, the left, the right signals, the turn signals. We're taking that all away. Because there was another article that came out, and this article literally said Tesla Model S will shift itself into drive or reverse by guessing. I don't know about you, but I don't want my car guessing which way I'm going because my life matters.
Yeah. Let's see. Where do we want to go today, Bill? I don't know, Bob. Let's go that way.
you know, we want to say that as human beings, our brains can react to things really quickly. Like sometimes we have natural reactions to things, right? Sometimes we don't even see something coming and we move out of the way. Can I put my trust into my 1,000-pound vehicle, well, 2,000, 3,000-pound vehicle, that it's going to have the same kind of responses? Yeah, sure. There's something in front of me, so you're going to say change lanes, but how do you know someone's not driving the wrong direction on on the lane coming at me? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know if I can trust artificial intelligence that they're guessing which way I should be driving. I don't know if I believe that yet. I don't know.
I I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I know so many people are saying like, dude, I have a Tesla. Like, and they look like they're pretty nice cars and everything, but every time I hear about these new features that they're adding, auto drive and it's now reading your mind or whatever, heck.
Here's the thing. I think if they would have started subtly, if they just took away the signal, that would have been cool, because there's too many people not using their left and the right signals anyways. So if the car was going to signal automatically for you, I think it would have been an improvement. Look, artificial intelligence
Mhm.
improves and now signals when you changes lanes for you. Everyone would have been like, wow.
But if you look at it, how is it gonna know to turn on the signal what when you're already crossing the line and it's too late, you know? It's
That's a good point too, because we signal well, at least I try to. I signal well before I make that actual physical change.
Mhm.
It's a mental change first before it's a physical one. So how does it know to commit? It's a good freaking
See,
point.
the only way I could see that even working is if everybody has the exact same car, which means every single one of those cars will pretty much talk to each other and will run its own thing. Okay, this is super freaking Cyberpunk 2077 or whatever. This is super futuristic. If everybody had a car that could read the highway and talk to each other, you just tell you talk to it. Tesla, hey Tesla, take me to, I don't know, the Staples Center in LA. So cool. I get in my car, thing says, okay, your approximate time is going to be 1 hour drive, blah, 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 blah. You get in and you go and it takes off. And you literally just kick back and just let it do its thing. But every single car would have to do that though. Because at that point, if there's a car that's going let's just say you're like, oh, if you're driving on the highway, then like there's so many factors like, okay, what deems which car goes faster, what deems, like if you're on a highway, like what lane goes, like who chooses what lane will go faster, whatever. It's almost like every single car has to drive the exact same speed, which will be freaking weird. It makes zero sense. But if they were to do that, that's the only way to do it. Like the car will know exactly the speed that you have to go to. If you're like, hey, I'm not in a rush, go on the slower lane. Okay, maybe like that or something. I don't know, but all these cars have to know the speed that you're going, or the location that you're going, and know if it has to change lanes. So that way, it automatically changes. So if you're sitting there, then you could see the lane changing, even though you're not controlling your car at that point anymore. So I guess that wouldn't even make sense to even have that either. you know?
Okay, but that's really let's be super simple. How is it going to park for me? Does that mean every time it stops, I'm in park, and then every time it starts to go, it's got to get out of park?
I don't know.
I think there's just too many questions. I think, you know what? I think this is going to be a very, very interesting time if you are a member of the Ministry of Transportation and you're trying to approve the vehicles that are going to be coming out in the next few years. Because your job is like, you got to approve the future of what the road looks like, and you have to figure out, yeah, this welcome to the future. You have to
Mhm,
figure out what's best for society, what innovations, and like every company is coming up with different things. So you have to figure out, did they do their own testing? Do we have to test it as well? And how do we regulate this? So,
mhm,
if you are part of the MTO in some way, some form, where you have to approve the future vehicles, um, hats off to you. It's a very difficult job that you have coming in the next few years. and I know that it's going to be very difficult. And man, I just hope that you guys can do the best that you can, because our lives literally depend on what happens over the next few years and these vehicles coming out.
Yeah. So I didn't want to bring this next one up. Um, you're sharing this one earlier, and I was like, I saw something, and I'm just like, please don't let this be true. Please don't let this be another epic fail for the WWE. Um, but I guess I don't know. You got to give me some content on this, man. I saw a flash thing, and I think it was on my. You know what? It was an email. It was an email that I got because when I was testing out that Peacock app a while ago, when it first came out, and I was like, whatever. But it said WWE's network is on Peacock now. What?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I don't even know what else to tell you about it, man. So I think we are in a time where the streaming world is becoming revolutionized. Actually, no, I'll take that back. It's becoming standardized, because Netflix already revolutionized the streaming world. Now what we're seeing, it's becoming standardized, right? We have companies like AT&T and Comcast, which both have streaming content, right? They both have related content and platforms. We also have Disney Plus, right? But we're looking at the stock market. I mean, I spend a lot of time looking at the stock market, so I try to understand business trends with stock markets and stock markets with business trends. But we have Netflix being over $500 per stock, Comcast and AT&T at under 100, right? And now they're starting to pull back content and build their own streaming platforms. We have Netflix losing 1 billion hours of content, right? And then we have, places like Peacock taking WWE Network. We talked about Netflix. If they want to survive, they could pick up things like the Comedy Network, because I think that would be huge if Netflix could pick up the Comedy Network, right? There's going to be a lot of transitions that companies are going to have to do when it comes to streaming to stay alive and relevant over the next year. I think this is going to definitely be big. But you know, a billion hours from a platform, that's no joke. That is no joke at all. I mean, as content creators, when you try to get monetized on YouTube, you have to have people that watch a minimum of 4,000 hours of watch time. And it's a struggle and a half. We're talking about 1 billion hours gone. I mean, what does this look like for 1 billion hours? Okay, let's see what they lost. So they lost The Office, all of The Office, which is a big one for a lot of people.
Mhm.
But here's the thing. And this is a question that some people are being posed. If The Office wasn't on Netflix, would you watch it somewhere else, or would you just be like, I'll watch something else? Office is a great show. I'm not saying that it's not, but is Office enough to make you move to Peacock, let's say?
Well, what else do they lose? Because if it's just one show, Netflix has lost a lot of stuff.
Yes, they have.
Like they lost a lot of Disney stuff, and they have their own app over there now. They picked up Cobra Kai from YouTube,
Yeah.
but who like okay, they lost Office. If it's 1 point some billion hours of stuff, that's not just The Office. That's got to be a lot more. So while you're looking that up, I did a quick search of Peacock. So on WWE.com, Peacock to become the exclusive home of the WWE Network, which will be playing WrestleMania and all of WWE Network's pay-per-views. And then I was like, wait, who owns Peacock? And then it's NBC. I was about to say, okay, if freaking Mickey Mouse owns WWE, it's like, dude, like they're getting very, very damn close to a freaking monopoly here. But it's NBC Network or NBC Universal is what owns Peacock. Um, Peacock, like when I tried it out, it wasn't anything off. Like it wasn't anything amazing that was there. but I guess you got to start somewhere. But what I'm most disappointed on is freaking Vince McMahon. He turned the WWE into this huge juggernaut of a streaming platform to see all the pay-per-views, like everything, And he took away those pay-per-views from the television networks because they were just charging God's amount of money. So they're just like, hey, you know what? $10 a month, you can watch the pay-per-view plus all these exclusive shows and everything. But man, Vince McMahon has ventured into so many different things and failed
Mm-hmm.
back to back to back. Like the XFL could have been amazing, but why are you throwing the Undertaker on the freaking screen and saying, make sure you watch wrestling? It's like, dude, this is football. We get it. You could advertise whatever you want, but this is football. Get advertisements out there like Coke and Pepsi and all that stuff, like the NFL, and do your thing. Like why are you advertising wrestling when people are there to watch football? Um, and he brought it back, which failed again. I'm actually very, very pissed because the WWE network, I used to have it, and it got to the point where it was like, cool, I pretty much watched everything that I wanted to watch, and now I'm here just to watch the pay-per-views. And some of the pay-per-views weren't that good. It's like, oh look, here comes The Rock again. Didn't he retire? Why is he coming here to fight for the belt for one time and then leave for another year? It's dumb. It's like they've ran out of creativity and originality that it's just dumb, you know?
So I took a quick look. I couldn't really see a list of anything. It talks about a billion. Oh, it's a billion hours worth of content, but they just keep talking about watch time in most of the articles that I find. So I don't know. There's not really a list, and the list that I find is like not really relevant. Office is the biggest name on there, so I'm not going to try to beat a dead horse on that one.
Like, look, guys, what we're like, don't listen to us if you don't have to. Like, you can do whatever the heck you want. Um, the rule of thumb that everybody knows is one out of every three houses has Netflix. Like, if you don't own it, you're probably borrowing somebody's Netflix account. But these streaming companies will not feel the impact. Like like Netflix is so expensive right now, and they and they're charging stuff up. Go explore. Like I challenge everybody, cancel your Netflix. Go look, dude. Okay, look, Disney Plus has an amazing deal right now. You can get Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN for like it's either 11.99 or 12.99 a month,
Crazy.
which is way better than Netflix's deal. And you get a grip ton of stuff.
Especially with all the new shows that Disney is coming out with this year. A crazy amount of shows. Like Disney is not just Disney anymore. They have Marvel. They have so many different branches they have. The other one too that if you are looking to check out HBO Max. They're bringing a lot of content coming out. They're going to be coming out with a Harry Potter show too, a TV show.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of variety that's coming out and a lot of movement that's happening in the network. I mean, you don't necessarily have to cancel if you don't want to, but I mean, if you wanted to try a month of Disney or a month of HBO Max or a month of Peacock or what's the other one that everyone's talking about now, Discovery Plus or something like that.
Which I think no, I was gonna say I think Disney owns Discovery, but I think that's the National Geographic.
So
But they might own them. Disney owns just about everything. But
everybody,
yeah, like the only reason why I'm saying like get rid of your Netflix is because Netflix has been this huge juggernaut on stuff, and they can put out garbage and don't care about it. They don't. And now there's companies like HBO Max, Disney Plus. There's all these other companies that are coming out saying like, "Hey, we could do this better. We have this other stuff that's better." Give those companies a chance. But that's all we're saying. The only way Netflix is going to feel it and say like, "Okay, we need to start doing something serious because we've lost a lot of people." Hit them where it hurts, their pockets. Cancel your Netflix. I'm calling it. Canceling it right now. Gone. Hey, Discord bans Wall Street.
It's crazy, man. Like, it's not like all of a sudden, because this everyone thinks that this happened all of a sudden. This Wall Street bets and this Reddit stock market army. No, this is Wall Street bets on Reddit. Hasn't only been on Reddit, they've been on Discord, and I'm part of their Telegram group. They are all over the place, and they've been growing for years and years. I mean, we're talking when we did that episode, what, last week, where we talked about it. I said they went from 2 million to 7 million people in their Reddit group, but their Discord group had what, over 200,000 people in their Discord, and they're very, I don't know if I want to call it millennial, but they're very internet with the way they speak. Like, if you're not fluent with how the internet speaks in regards to memes and everything else, you might find yourself trying to Google a lot of the stuff they say. Now, they don't necessarily promote hate speech or anything like that, and they haven't changed their rhetoric or how they carry themselves with the light of recent events. But after they've become public because of all the light that's been shown on them, now we have had a couple people speak about it. We've had Discord ban them after Robinhood got a lot of heat for and under a civil suit, because of some of limiting transactions and them trying to, move the powers of wealth when it comes to certain stocks like GameStonk. And then we have Reddit coming out saying they're fully in their right, they're within all the rules and regulations of Reddit, and we support them. So it's like, what? And Elon Musk actually posted, they're like, well, Discord's gone corporate. Like, you have to be careful with what people like Elon Musk tweet, because if he tweets something about you, it doesn't matter if it's true, it doesn't matter if it's false. He posts something about you, and that's your reality now. That's what you live. The amount of people that will hate you just for something that somebody with power that can tweet is the.
So I don't know what happened to Next Level, but he just froze.
Start talking about Elon Musk, and that's what happens,
Still
man.
talking, and he just got shut down. So we're just gonna end it with that before the world comes down on us. And with these what the hell episodes, something weird happens just about every single time with these what the hells. So but stay tuned to the next episodes. We have lots of stuff coming up for this month of February. So a lot of good stuff. Make sure you guys do stay tuned. Make sure to leave us a comment, review, thumbs up, something. Leave us, you know what? If anything, leave us a thumbs up, because a thumbs up helps a lot.
Let us
A
know
lot.
that you're out there.
Yeah, let us know. That's how we know that you're there listening. We see it, but when you hit that thumbs up, it tells us that you're there. So, yeah, with all that being said, make sure you guys stay tuned to the next episode. And Next Level Rojas, we are out.
Peace. Peace.